Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I do apologize for my video. I will sort it out during the meeting, but I would like to welcome everybody to the joint meeting between Lighthouse, Lighthouse Prestige, and VirtuoMasters Toastmasters Club. Yes, let me hear some excitement. Let me see an applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nigeria weds India. We have a joint Toastmasters meeting today. I am so excited about this. I cannot wait. But as usual, I know we're all excited to get this done. So we will start with the Toastmasters Promise. So please keep your microphones muted, but read along with me as you can see on your screen. Let's go. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, and finally, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause. This is not an easy promise. Thank you so much. So before I hand over to the next person, I just have a few ground rules, just 3 of them. Number 1, please keep your microphone muted when you're not speaking. Number 2, when you do speak, please make sure you are not in a noisy environment. And number 3, it's simple. Keep your camera open. We are beautiful and handsome. I have never come across a not so good looking Toastmaster. So please keep them open so that we can enjoy the meeting proper. Now, it gives me great pleasure to invite someone to the stage, someone I respect a lot. I met her recently, but she has exuded confidence, allure, and magnanimity. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call to the stage distinguished Toastmaster Panna Rashmi Ray. Distinguished Toastmaster Panna started her Toastmaster journey when she was in Muscat, Oman. She has helped mentor clubs and members over the years and continues to be a force to reckon with in all formats of contests. She loves being around kids and is the coordinator for the only Gavel Club in Kolkata, the Virtual Gavel Club. Please, with a big round of applause, let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Panna Rashmi Ray.
Let's keep it going for Toastmaster Abu Bakr. Thank you, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, the guiding light of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this awesome event, where 2 clubs are reaching beyond the borders to learn from each other. With a bang of this gavel, I would like to open the joint meeting between VirtuoMasters Club Division R, District 41, and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club of Division F, District 94 open. Friends, today is a special day, not only because of a joint meeting, but also because in many parts of India, today we celebrate brother-sister bonding. It is known as Bhai Phota or Bhai Dooj. And this makes it a perfect day of our meeting as we are bonding with our Toastmasters brothers and sisters in Lagos, Nigeria. Yay! Since it's really difficult for me to make out who's guests and who are members, I will not do guest introduction today, but just say to all the guests a very warm welcome to our meeting. Please be with us till the end, and I'm sure you will learn a lot and you will enjoy to the most. We have also amongst us dignitaries from District 41 and District 94. A warm welcome to all of you. Dear Toastmasters and guests, we are very fortunate to have with us the District Director of District 94, Distinguished Toastmaster Patrick Oluyede. DTM Patrick is a leader, strategist, communicator, consultant, and business coach who gets immense pleasure from learning, especially from an unlikely source like children. DTM Patrick, I'm sure we will bond well with a bond for children, with the love for children. I'm sure we will do that. DTM Patrick joined Toastmasters in 2012 and is the present District 94 Director. With that, let's welcome on to the virtual podium with a thunderous round of virtual applause, the District 94 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Patrick Oluyede. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Penna. I guess I got the name right. Okay, that's good. It's a pleasure to be here. I will say this morning, but I know it's not morning for you. It should be in the evening time. And congratulations, you got my name right. You pronounced it very well. Oluyede. Thank you very much. Okay, let's hope that my brief speech will be shorter than my introduction. I think that it's a history-making event. And that's why I had to make sure that in one way or another, I'm part of it. And that's why on behalf of District 94, I would like to congratulate the virtuous Toastmasters from District 41, and then our own clubs, Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige from District 94 for taking on this bold step to actually test what Toastmasters promise. Toastmaster promised us a family. And oftentimes we don't get the opportunity to try that out. My first attempt at checking if Toastmasters was indeed a family was when I traveled to Dubai about 7 years ago or thereabout. So I decided to sort out a club. I was able to find one and I went for a meeting. And sincerely, I could not differentiate between what was happening in Lagos and what was happening in Dubai. As a matter of fact, I took part in the speech contest and I was given a trophy for presenting the best speech, which is exactly what would have happened in Lagos. So Toastmasters actually presents us a family. And in my exploit in Toastmasters now, I have friends all over the world, people I can call on when I go anywhere. Networking is part of what Toastmasters promised us, even though it could be very salient or silent most of the time when we talk about it. I could remember that my early memories of what India was they were the movies that we used to watch, and we got the names for the different actors. I'm sure Bollywood has transformed so much of that now. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Bollywood and Nollywood come up with some beautiful interaction and beautiful movies to show that India and Nigeria, we've got a lot in common that we can share as a family. And that's why this meeting for me is an history-making meeting, and I want to congratulate you for doing this. Let us continue to keep up the spirit that binds us together. If there is one thing Toastmasters reminds us of, is the value of the family. And we should make every effort to keep our families together. I look forward to more meetings of this kind. I wish you a happy and exciting deliberation. Enjoy the meeting, and thank you for the opportunity to open the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, District Director, DTM Patrick. That was so beautiful, spoken straight from the heart. Maybe we would have met in Dubai. I have no clue because I was in Muscat and I used to go to Dubai for the DTAC. Did you come for DTAC? Yes, you were in the speech contest in DTAC? Wow, congratulations. Which year was that?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't in the speech contest, but I visited some of the clubs.
Okay, great. Lovely to hear from you. And yes, it is good morning to all our brothers and sisters in Lagos. Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Patrick. Now let us add some women power to our meeting. For that, we have Distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya Gauri, who is our District Administration Manager, District 41 Administration Manager. She has been a past District Humorous Speech Champion, District Table Topic Champion, and an International Speech Contest Champion. She has served as a leader in Toastmasters in UK and India. She has an eye for detail and is a tough taskmaster. My God, Shivpriya, you've scared me. With the taskmaster, I was wondering, oh God, she's going to catch me. With that, let us hand over the virtual podium to a very sweet, very gorgeous, and fantastic speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya Gauri, a District 41 Administration Manager. Over to you, DTM Shivpriya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Panna Rashmi Ray. It just puts me in a very tough spot because people are going to expect, oh my God, she's going to speak something great. And there I will be standing, rather sitting and busting their bubbles. So a very warm welcome to my fellow Toastmasters all the way from Lagos. I was trying to visit Lagos a few years back, and I was actually scintillated by the Tarkwa Beach Bay. And I actually wanted to go to one of the tallest lighthouses in Nigeria, which is called the Bearcroft Point Lighthouse. Okay. And I often go to different countries on a solo trip, not just countries, any place on a solo trip, because I thought it's a great way to explore a new place. But do you know something, what I will be missing in those places if I travel alone? Stories. And what a Toastmaster meeting all the way from Nigeria can provide, and may not be something which I would be exploring out of traveling alone, are the stories of people who visit Nigeria. And trust me, this particular initiative called Dissolving the Borders will help me maybe touch the people in a much better way than actually visiting the place, because over here I might actually work out with a friend, maybe Victor, and suddenly Victor would realize, she's a sweet girl, let me be her friend. Or maybe we'll have people sharing their stories with me, or I would be listening to their speeches and they will be wearing their heart in their sleeves and I will get to know them better. So first and foremost, I would like to thank all the clubs which are a part, or which are basically creating this initiative, and they are trying to dissolve the actual borders because we all get to know each other. Congratulations, VirtuoMasters, on your fifth successful Dissolving the Borders initiative. It is amazing. And thank you so much, my fellow Toastmasters, my fellow brothers and sisters all the way from Nigeria, for being here. Because at the end of the day, it's all about showing up, right? Life happens when you show up. Success comes when you show up. You make relationships when you show up. And it is all about being present for someone else. And that is what it's all about. Think about every speech you have given or delivered in a Toastmasters meeting. Didn't you have at least some percentage of truth in your speeches? Didn't you share about your deepest secrets, darkest desires, or even that forgotten moment which you're dying to bring it out of your mind. And that is what Toastmasters is, right? All I need to do is hear you, your story, and somewhere I feel closer to you. And that is what Dissolving Borders is all about. Yes, and tomorrow, if I travel to Lagos, and may God allow me to travel to Nigeria, I will have some of you probably tell me that what is the best place where I can create memories. And you never know. You will have Toastmasters who would probably even give me company while I walk in the beaches at Lagos. So, and that is what Dissolving Borders is all for me. It is not about just attending a Toastmasters meeting. It is all about maybe creating some relationships, which I wouldn't have done in a regular meeting. So thank you once again, both the clubs, for creating this amazing moment. And I wish you all the very best, because this initiative shouldn't stop. And I would want you to keep doing it, keep growing, and I will attend as much as possible, because I love dissolving the borders across the world, because we all are Toastmasters and we all are here to share our stories and learn stories of others. Thank you very much, and back to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya. That was wonderful to hear from you about your visit to Lagos and how beautifully you spoke about, yes, we have stories to share, a part of ourselves to share when we give our speech, and that is how we connect to our brothers and sisters in India and across the borders. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya, for being with us today. Now, it's time for me to welcome onto the virtual podium distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukodi Madu. But first, her introduction. Distinguished Toastmaster Chidi is a strategically minded finance professional with over 10 years experience. She's a chartered banker, project management professional, and communication coach. She loves to read and dance, and she enjoys travel, volunteering, movies, sports, and loves to laugh. I love you already. Since joining Toastmasters in 2016, she has served in a plethora of positions across club, area, and division level. She is the current Division F District 94 Director. So with a big round of applause, let us hand over the virtual podium to distinguished Toastmaster Chidi. Over to you, ma'am.
Toastmaster Gimba, is Toastmaster Chidi there? Toastmaster Gimba.
I saw her in the room just now. I don't see her anymore.
I think she was
There's a slight technical glitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam President, can we move to
Yes, she was
division
here.
I think we can move to the next item, please.
Sure. Sure. For that, we will call upon our very own Division Director, Division Art Director, distinguished Toastmaster Rohan Nag, who is the mentor of at least 20 Toastmasters, if not more. He's also a member of a very own VirtuoMasters Club. With a round of applause, let's invite onto the virtual podium distinguished Toastmaster Rohan Nag. Over to you, DTM Rohan.
Respected seniors, respected leaders, fellow Toastmasters, guests, my respects. Good evening, good morning, and welcome to this magnifique moment, if I may use that term. It all began with a simple WhatsApp message from Toastmaster Krish, or as we all know him, the ubiquitous Toastmaster Krish. And that simple WhatsApp ping, Rohan, let's do something different. Let's leave a mark. And here we are today with the 5th edition of the Dissolving Borders Initiative. Thank you so much, all fellow Toastmasters and leaders, all the way from District 94, Nigeria, to join us. I do not know whether you all have Googled about the relations between India and Nigeria, but as I belong to the international trade industry, the relationship that India shares with Nigeria is a time-tested one. And we can say that we are each other's limbs. And here we are today on this grand occasion, of this beautiful occasion where we are celebrating brotherhood and sisterhood, that we are having this meeting. I think it is divine intervention. And that is why we are all here. I would like to thank all the leaders, all the role players, and the guests who have joined in, because I truly believe that when we are there for someone, someone will always be there for us. And this initiative, the Dissolving Borders initiative, stands testimony to this particular belief. So thank you so much for joining in, and wishing you all a wonderful meeting. And I give you my word, we will again meet very, very shortly. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam President, Toastmaster Promise.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rohan, for your warm words. And we have distinguished Toastmaster Chedi Bax. Since I've already introduced her, I would like to hand over the virtual podium for her. Toastmaster Chedi? Yes. I would like to hand over the virtual podium to you with a big round of applause. Over to you, ma'am.
Right. Thank you graciously. And I am super excited to welcome our friends from India to Nigeria. We are fast dissolving borders, and it's beautiful to experience Toastmasters from across the world, different cultures, different language, different ethnicity, but we're all together here as friends, as brothers and sisters. Interestingly, I've had a friend from India, Kolkata, for over 15 years. My very first time, you remember when I was back just after secondary school, when the internet was a buzz, youths were creating email accounts, going on social media, creating Facebook accounts. I made it from that early age. I've learned so much about India from him. I'm celebrating all of your celebrations. I know it's a bit late, but let me say to my friend from India, Happy Diwali. I know you celebrated a few days ago, so let me also join you in that celebration. It was Helen Keller, an American author, that had said that alone we can do so little, but together we can achieve much more. Imagine the influence that we can have. Imagine the impacts we can have if we come together as one, forgetting the barrier, forgetting that we are in a different space physically. But the fact that we're united in one accord, the fact that we're chasing one goal with the same mindset in synergy. The fact that we're building relationships. Now, anyone on this call can have that confidence that I can begin to nurture a relationship, a friendship, build a family with an individual in India, knowing that when I eventually get to visit the city, the country, and visit a city where a member of your club is, he or she has that confidence that he has a home there. And then when any of our brothers from India, perhaps Dr. Singh comes to Lagos, he can be assured that he would never be lacking of anything because he would have a family to welcome him. So So thank you to everyone, our friends from India, and special thanks to the Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club putting this together. It's a delight to have you here. I hope we'll be able to share some of our Nigerian jollof with you, and you will be willing to share some of your curry with us. So that after today, we will be proud to say, yes, indeed, we had a fusion of Nigeria and India, and it's produced a beautiful relationship that will last time. So thank you so much for being here. Open up your hearts. We would have a lot to learn from each other, would have stories to tell after today. And the beautiful part of it is we will tell the story how we want it to be told, because we will be the ones writing our stories today. So have a beautiful meeting today, and I'm sure we'll have more of this kind of collaborations in the future. Thank you so much. Distinguished Toastmaster, you have the virtual lecture.
Thank you, DTM Chidi. That was so wonderful. Loved your warm welcome to your home. And all of you, each and every Toastmaster from Lagos, anytime you visit India, our homes are open to you all. Please do visit us. We would love to show you this wonderful city that is Kolkata. Thank you so much. And now it is time to start the business part of the session, the meeting per se. For that, I have to introduce the Toastmaster of the evening. Well, he is someone absolutely amazing. He works tirelessly for Toastmasters fraternity and is always there to reach out in a helping hand to anyone who needs it. He's full of fun and an amazing friend and guide. He's someone you would like on your side. He is Toastmaster Krishnesh Nayak, the Area Director of Area 1, Division R, District 41. He's also the immediate past president of VirtuoMasters Club. And with that, and with a virtual round of applause, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to my very dear friend and the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Krishnesh Nayak. Over to you, Toastmaster Krish.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Pannarashmi Ray, for that wonderful introduction. But as you were saying those wonderful words, I couldn't help but notice most of our friends from Nigeria. What was the first thing that came to mind when she said, he is a Toastmaster you can approach anytime, and he puts in too many hours into Toastmasters? Does it remind you of anyone?
Toastmaster Abu Bakr.
Exactly. As soon as I got to know of Toastmaster Abu Bakr, that's what is, it reminds me of what I would have been if I were across the seas. And I think that's why we enjoyed putting this meeting together. And that was already his introduction. He's going to come in soon. The theme for today was teach me a word. And I thought, because so many of us are meeting each other, unlikely that any of the ones in Calcutta here know even a word of Igbo or any other dialects in Nigeria. But I'm sure some of you from there in Lighthouse and District 94 know a few words in Hindi. Then I thought, let me see if I can use this meeting to perhaps increase our knowledge. And as the meeting started, I realized a better theme would be, am I pronouncing your name right? I think that's a more apt theme for today. Let's try to get each other's names right, and especially it's going to be a challenge for me. With that, I do want to introduce my role. So as a role of, in the role of a Toastmaster of the day, my role is to make sure this meeting happens smoothly. I'll be calling people to the stage. I will be doing my best to ensure that we close this meeting in 90 to 100 minutes. I know we are a little late, but you have my word. A typical Toastmasters meeting, for those of you who are new to Toastmasters or who are guests here, I see a couple. We have 3 sections. The first today is the table topic session, where you will be called to test your impromptu speaking skills. Second, the second section will be the prepared speech section, which will see a featured speaker who has prepared their speech over the course of 1 or 2 weeks, taken the help of their mentor, practiced it really well, and then giving the speech based on few objectives. And finally, the most important part of a Toastmasters session, which is the evaluation session. And that will be led by the general evaluator. Now, our general evaluator, who I already have so much to say about, is someone who has helped me curate this wonderful meeting. And the first time I got in touch with him, the amount of, what do I say? If I had to ask him one thing, he would give me 2. So he was that forthcoming with ideas. He was that forthcoming with role players. And I really enjoyed working with this gentleman. And he is none other than the Vice President Education for Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Abu Bakar Ginwa. Toastmaster Abu Bakar, as the General Evaluator, the stage is all yours. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Krish. Thank you so much. The honor is mine. Actually, when I met you, I felt connected to you. So the endeavor to run this together was simply something that I wouldn't pass. Along with my team, we had to get grinding, and this is what we come up with. So thank you for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for your kind words. Today, I will be playing the role of General Evaluator. I will start by apologizing for the low quality of my video. We have a few issues here, but it will be sorted shortly. So I will, as General Evaluator, my job is to actually evaluate the meeting. Whatever happens during the course of the meeting, it's my job to evaluate it. You see, evaluation is very important as far as Toastmasters is concerned, because when you evaluate something, you place a value to it. Right? If you look at something, you say, okay, this can be improved, this can be eliminated, you are adding value to that thing. So every Toastmasters meetings comes with an evaluation, and this role is specifically meant for someone to evaluate every single part of the meeting. But I can't do that alone. I have a group of amazing people here with me who will help me do this, and I will be calling each and every one of them to come give us a brief of their roles. After the meeting, they will now all come back and give us a report of what happened. Then afterwards, I will now give a proper brief evaluation of the meeting itself. So I will start in no particular order of importance. I will start with the grammarian. The grammarian today is Toastmaster Sumit Kumar. He joined Toastmasters in 2019 while still in college. He has recently started his career as a financial research associate in a multinational investment management firm. He hails from the state of Jharkhand and is genuinely fond of numbers. Please welcome grammarian Toastmaster Sumit to the virtual lecture.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu Bakr. That was a really wonderful introduction. So coming to my role, I am the grammarian for today, and as a grammarian, my role is to note down good usages of grammar and not so good usages of grammar. And I will be sharing my report at the end of the meeting. Also, as a grammarian, I am the word master of the day, and word for the today is hubris, which means excessive pride and confidence. And it is a noun, and examples for it could be his failure was brought in by his hubris. I will be putting the word of the day in the chat box. Okay, Toastmaster Abu Bakr have already done that. Thank you for that. And so I will be putting the word of the day after or before every speech, and so that the speaker can use it in his or her speech. And that's it from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Abu Bakr. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Let's hope none of our hubris brings us failure. Okay, the next role player today is our timer. Our timer is an inquisitive man who loves to gather knowledge and trivia on various subjects and atypical objects. If you take this man to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, he is going to win. He joined Toastmasters in 2020 and has recently stepped into the role of the secretary for the VirtuoMasters Club. He is from the state of Bihar and aspires to be an achiever in the field of research and medicine. Who am I talking about? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome Toastmaster Kshitij Shrestha.
A very good evening and a very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Kshitij, the timer for the day, or as you all might have known this role as the timekeeper. Yes, I am a keeper. My role is to keep a note on the timings used by the speakers and the user of the virtual podium to ensure the proper flow of the meeting. So today we have one prepared speech where the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, with 5 minutes being the minimum time, where I will be displaying the green card, 6 minutes being the mean time when I will be displaying the yellow card, and 7 minutes being the maximum time when I will be displaying the red card. Thereafter comes the table topic section where the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes, with 1 minute being the minimum time where the green card will be displayed. 1 minute and 30 seconds will be the mean time when the yellow card is displayed, and the red card will be finally displayed at the end of 2 minutes. After that, there comes the evaluation section, where the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes, with 2 minutes being the minimum time when the green card will be displayed, 2 minutes and 30 seconds being the mean time when the yellow card will be displayed, and 3 minutes being the maximum time when the red card will be displayed. Now, please pay attention, dear speakers. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on both the upper and the lower side in prepared speech and the evaluation. But exceptionally, in table topics, there is a grace period of 30 seconds, yes, but only on the upper side, after which the speaker shall be disqualified. That's all from my side, and I will be presenting my report at the end of the session when called to do so by the general evaluator. With this, all the very best, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitij. Please give him a round of applause. That was a wonderful explanation of his role. Our next role player today is the R counter. The R counter is a very important role, especially to me, because when I started this whole Toastmasters thing, I used to do so much as you would expect that I don't know any other English word. Here to take us on this role today is Toastmaster Ayotola Olanrewaju. She joined Toastmasters in 2015 and is the current president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She has won first place at the division level international speech contest and the Tall Tales speech contest as well. She is a dressmaker who loves reading and mirror talking. Actually, she is not a dressmaker, she is a fashionpreneur. Don't even ask her what the difference is. Please welcome Toastmaster Ayotola Olanrewaju.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Yes, don't ask me the difference because we'll be here all day. Good afternoon and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now, very quickly, picture this. You're driving and you have some of your favorite people in the car, listening to cool music and just vibing. And next thing, you start eating speed bumps, jumping into potholes, just like that. What happens? People start grabbing onto something, forget about music, and all they want to do is get to the destination. Can we just get there? Someone would even say, you know what? I forgot something at home. Can I alight here? This is the same thing that happens when your speech or your speeches are packed with too many pause fillers. People lose interest in the journey and they just want you to be done with it. Pause fillers are some sounds or words like as, that we use in place of actual pauses. That's supposed to mean we still have much things to say, but we're using those words to buy time. So what do? We reduce these pause fillers and just replace them with effective pauses. I'll be here to help you note. I already noted some. Someone is already in my books. I'll be here to listen very keenly to all of the speakers today and put down the pause fillers. And near the end of the meeting, I'll be back to give my report. Thank you very much. And back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Accounter. You see, if you speak with pause fillers today, you are going to fall into her traps, and you don't want that. Okay. Our next role player today is the Listening Evaluator. The Listening Evaluator today will be graced by a lawyer who enjoys reading, writing, and meditation. He has won Best Table Topic Speaker in the past, and his name is Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly. Toastmaster Lawrence, take the floor.
Thank you very much, TM Greenberg. Can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As rightly mentioned by Toastmaster Gimba, my role for today is that of the Listening Evaluator. As we all know, two of the main objectives of Toastmasters International is to train us to be good leaders and also to be good speakers. For these two objectives, there is one particular skill you must have, and that is the skill of acute listening. You must be an acute listener for you to be a good leader or to be a good communicator. So in today's meeting, I'm going to monitor our listening abilities and listening skills. By this, I mean, I'm going to enjoin us to listen attentively to the speeches that will be made today. And at the end of today's meeting, I'll be called up to come and test our listening skills. Thank you. Over to you, TM Gimba.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lawrence. I don't want to know what happens if I end up not listening at this meeting today. Okay. Naturally, as far as Nigeria is concerned, we have 4 role players for the meeting. But today, for the very first time ever in the history of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters meeting, we will have a 5th role player. And this role is the role of the wow counter. The wow counter. This is going to be interesting. We look forward to this role, and it's going to be played by Toastmaster Shada Lama. It has been more than 1 year since she joined Toastmasters. She works in the branding and digital marketing space for one of the largest oil and gas companies in India. She hails from the state of Sikkim and is an avid traveler. Here to play the role of the wow counter for the very first time ever over here in Nigeria, please welcome Toastmaster Shada.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and thank you for such a lovely introduction. Hi everyone, I am Toastmaster Shraddha and I am playing the wow counter today. As a wow counter, it is my job to keep a tab on all the wow moments, special moments that happen during the flow of the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I shall share the wow moments when the General Evaluator calls for my report. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sir General Evaluator.
Thank you. Please give her a round of applause. So she will be taking note of wow moments. So at the end of the meeting, we will look forward to hearing what the wow moments are, and we hope to be a part of them. My job today is over for the very first segment. I will come back later with my team to give their reports. I will now hand over control to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Krish.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, Mr. General Evaluator, and to your team. We cannot stress how important all those role players are for us to improve as communicators. Without taking too much time, let me start off with our first section of the meeting, which is the table topics section. And for that, I would like to call upon someone who is a very diligent person. And when I asked him, is there any word in Hindi that you would like our friends in Nigeria to learn from us? And he said that word would be mehnati. Mehnati. So can I ask anyone from District 94 to pronounce that? Mehnati. Toastmaster Ayatollah, would you like to give it a shot? Mehnati. Mehnati.
I was hoping you wouldn't call me. Okay, go go over that again.
More slowly. Mehnati.
Mehnati.
Say it without the pause at the beginning.
What
Mehnati.
does mehnati?
Correct.
Mehnati.
Mehnati is something which you can describe yourself, Toastmaster Ayatollah. Just like Toastmaster Ajitesh, who is a table topic master, who is mehnati, and that stands for diligent, being diligent, a hard worker. So that's what mehnati is. So Toastmaster Ayatollah, in your next introduction, please ensure you add not just fashionpreneur, but a mehnati fashionpreneur, right? Got it. With that, let me call upon our table topic master, Toastmaster Ajitesh. Toastmaster Ajitesh, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krish, for such a generous introduction. And thank you for introducing everybody to that word. And yeah, we are having a table topic session today, the beginning, and why to wait for the end when we can have all the fun in the beginning. So I'm your table topic master for today. And as a table topic master, my work is to give you topics and help you sharpen your critical listening, on-spot thinking, and thought organizing and speech delivery skills. This is the most interesting session of a Toastmaster session, where not only Toastmasters and guests as well get a chance to speak. For table topics, your time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes. A green card will be shown to you at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds is given to qualify for voting. Every speaker has to speak for minimum 1 minute to qualify for the voting. I encourage all of you to go ahead and use the word of the day as much as possible. And the word of the day today is hubris. And before I go ahead and start taking nominations and go out giving you interesting table topics, let me tell you what inspired today's session. So I'm an engineer by profession, a computer science engineer by profession, but I once aspired to be in the creative field in animation designing. So I appeared for the exam of National Institute of Design, which is a very celebrated and esteemed institution in India. And their exams really don't judge you on your math skills, your puzzle solving, or your English skills. They want to evaluate on your creative skills. They give you questions as simple as, imagine a small bottle cork expanded 1,000 times. What would you make use of it? They push you further. They tell you to expand it 10,000 times and show us how you could use it. So that exam was a transformational experience for me. And that helped me learn to look at things with a different perspective. And that's exactly what we are going to do today. We are going back to our same old selling game, but to just spice things up and get your creative juices flowing, I'm going to give you objects which are unusual, which are obsolete, which are, let's say, broken. And you're going to, as Toastmasters, go ahead and make your best sales pitch in selling that object and convincing others to buy it. So with that said, I open this forum for table topics and I'll start taking nominations from you. So can we have some nominations, please? Well, please raise your hands out there. And okay, I have my first nomination, which is DTM Rohan Nag. And for DTM Rohan Nag, I have my first object. Let's see what I have. I have for you a fused light bulb. DTM Rohan Nag, a fused light bulb. Over to you.
Fused light bulb. Ladies and gentlemen, that personifies my brains. There, I have said it. Whenever it came to mathematics, I was always a fused light bulb. From afar, it looks very nice and bright and white. But when you switch on that switch for the electric current to flow through, it never ever lights up. But ladies and gentlemen, the point I'm trying to make is, from afar, it looks very nice. And that's the same way. Imagine in your home, you have a beautiful wall with beautiful pictures, and then there is a socket that is empty. It stands out in that beauty. It stands out like a stigma on that bright wall. And that is where, ladies and gentlemen, that fused bulb can come as a savior. It's nice. It's bright. It's beautiful. So beautifully crafted and shaped, and it matches the color of your wall. All you need to do is just pick it up and twist your hands, twist your arms, and there it goes. That stigma just disappears. That hole in the wall just disappears. Ladies and gentlemen, in our lives, we can have stigmas. We can have weak points. In the beautiful persona, the beautiful aura that we develop, there can be certain loopholes, there can be certain lacunas that make us look back. But all we need to do is pick ourselves up, twist our fingers, twist our hands, within the effort, have that just disappears. At the end of the day, even a fused bulb can make your wall look beautiful. At the end of the day, a fused man's brain can make you look beautiful. At the end of the day, a fused, simple step can help you get over your lacunas and stigmas. All we need to do is pick it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Rohan. That was such profound and such a learning lesson we never thought we could get out of fused light bulb. And at one point when you were showing us this action, I thought you will show us or teach us that very famous dance step in India or in Bollywood. So let's go ahead and have our next nomination, please. And just to keep it more engaging, I'm going to pick up somebody alternatively from the Virtue Toastmaster Club and the Lagos Club. So can we have somebody from our Lagos Club now? Can we have Toastmaster Queen? I can see her. Would you want to take up?
Sure.
Thank you so much. So let's see what I have for you. For you, the object is a pen, okay? A pen, but there's a twist. A pen without a nib. So your object is a pen without a nib. Toastmaster Queen, over to you.
Good day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Imagine you had some food and a drink, and you had a pen without a tip. You have to write your notes, but you also have to eat. This is when they say innovation is the mother of necessity. I don't remember how that quote goes, but something about improvisation, basically. You can ask the waiter for a pen with a tip if you have to complete your notes. But when you have your drink and you've had your food, how best do you use your pen without a tip to drink? I would suggest that you take your pen without a tip, take out the ink in it, and you can use it as a straw. Now, The first thing I would say is you have to wash this and make sure it's clean. And a point of note to kids around you, do not do this at home, because I'm sure kids will always have dirty pens, and they would always point to you like, oh, I saw Toastmaster Rohan do this at the restaurant, at the dinner table, and they will go and tell their parents that, you know, you taught them bad habits of using their pens as straws. But in your own privacy, feel free to use your pen without a tip as a straw to drink your drink. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Queen. It was such a nice perspective. We absolutely love it, and I'm really convinced to buy it. As long, and definitely because we would want to reuse straws and not put them out in waste. Thank you so much for that. And can we have some more nominations, please? Can we have some nominations from our Virtual Toastmaster Club? All right. We have our very sportingly Dr. Rupesh. And let's see what we have for Dr. Rupesh. So for Dr. Rupesh, what I have is a calculator, a pocket calculator, or rather a scientific calculator, and you need to pitch it to someone who already owns a smartphone in these days. So this is kind of an obsolete object. So you need to go ahead and make a sales pitch. Over to you, Dr. Rupesh.
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, would-be Toastmaster, and dear guests. Calculator. My dear friend, I have calculator which is going to change your life. Generally, people claim I have a smartphone and I can calculate everything. But again, just think you are doing some calculation for the financial result for your company. It's a very important task. But you're too used to your cell phone and you open your cell phone and start calculating. Suddenly, phone came. And you can't avoid this phone call because phone came from your boss. And sometimes you can ignore your boss, but just think when phone will come from your boss's wife. You can't ignore. You need to pick the call. What is going to happen with those calculations which you did in a smartphone? My dear friend, this world is multitasking world, but somewhere into very cautious. You need to have separate calculator for which you can calculate, and you should have a smartphone from where you will talk. That kind of thing you need to adopt. Don't do silly mistake. Don't depend on a smartphone. You think I have everything in my one thing. Don't put everything in one bucket. Like for the financial also, you have money, but you can't put in one bank. You will diversify it. Something in mutual funds, something in bank, something in fixed deposits. So life and calculation is one of the things which you can't put in one bucket. You can't take risk. So my dear friend, this calculator which I'm showing you is very precious. Always keep in your hand. The choice is yours. You want to take risk or you want to make career. It's not about only calculations. Be calculative whenever think doesn't require your heart, only mind. So my dear friend, use separate calculator, not the smartphone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rupesh. That definitely convinced me and changed my thought that a calculator is no longer, it's not obsolete at all. It's definitely still very much in use and not a replacement. A smartphone is not a replacement of calculator. Thank you so much for that. So can we have some other nomination? And friends, this is just getting more and more interesting, and I have very interesting objects coming up for you. So let's have some more nominations, please. Did we have Toastmaster, and pardon my pronunciation, Landry, pick up his hand? Okay.
Sorry, I'm only clapping.
Okay,
but if the button fall upon me, I think we can roll on. I was only doing a virtual clap.
Okay, would you want to take a shot? Awesome.
Why not? It will make my afternoon over here.
That's amazing. And since you are such a great sport, I have a very, very interesting object for you. And that is a real shark tooth. But remember, you can't sell it as a souvenir. A real shark tooth. Over to you, Toastmaster Nadrik.
Okay, when you say risotto means what?
A shark tooth. The fish shark.
Okay, tooth.
And a tooth of a shark.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I think the word of the day. Good day, Toastmasters across the board. I'm delighted to be here, and it will be out of place to say the word hubris, but I won't bring hubris to your doorstep in order to use the right tool, which is the shark tooth. So if I'm going to use the shark tooth, a shark tooth is one of the numerous teeth of the shark, and shark can continually shed their teeth for some carnivorous shed approximately. And for shark tooth, you can have approximately 35,000 teeth in a lifetime. And in terms of replacing them for a fallout, don't mind me, I'm not a farmer, but I'm just trying to remember part of what I studied as a scientist. So for the shark tooth, if I'm going to use it, I'm going to pass it like a means of fossil shark tooth. That's the one I'm going to use. And what does a fossil shark tooth does? For a fossil shark tooth is something close to what the dinosaur used. And you can use it to sharpen and to create artifacts for art delivery, which I'm going to use to draw and come up with several sculptures and to create something else out of the box. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, so a shark tooth is one of the artifacts of art design that I'm going to use. And I'm being specific using a fossil shark tooth, which is very close to the type of the one the dinosaur will have. And it is called a fossil in Latin, and literally being digging, and which you can use to create an art artifact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. That was such an amazing perspective. I never imagined that you could put something, the property of a shark tooth, to its use that could be used for art and designing. And you almost got your numbers very correct around like the tooth shedding of shark. Thank you so much for that. With the permission of the general evaluator, can we have one more session topic of the day, keeping the time in mind? General evaluator, sir, can I go ahead with just one more topic?
Yeah. Okay. So because we're having so much fun, we can have one more.
Thank you so much for that. So can we have one nomination? And that's the last one. All right. So we see Toastmaster, and pardon my pronunciation again, Zufemi. Did I get that right? Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
yes,
Okay. So Toastmaster Zufemi, for you, I have, again, a very interesting one, which is an empty bullet shell. And mind it, this is a real bullet shell. I once took a shot at firing in a range, and this is a 9mm bullet shell, which I took back as a souvenir. So this is what we need you to go ahead and sell for us. Over to you, Toastmaster Zufemi.
Good day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I'll be speaking about an empty bullet shell. This is my first table topic, so pardon me, but I've been enjoying the whole conversation. Now, when you talk about a bullet shell, or when you talk about a bullet, what do you think about? You think about fire, you think about death, you think about bullets, you think about gun, you think about several things. But I think about something else. I think about focus. I think about target. I think about success. I think about fulfillment. I think about achievement and hitting your target. But you can't do this without having something in mind. Or you can't shoot a bullet you can't shoot a gun that has an empty bullet. So how do you think about life? How do you think about everything you do? You need to have a gun that is loaded. You need to have a bullet that can hit its target. You need to be very focused. You need to look at your target properly, and you need to ensure that you make sure you capture everything you need to do in order to achieve success. This is what comes to mind when I think about a bullet that is empty. So I tell you, try and focus, try and ensure that whatever you do, you try and hit your target and try and make sure that you are very loaded. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I could have never imagined such a life lesson getting from an empty bullet. Thank you so much for that. And with that, we conclude our interesting table topic session today. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, to take the stage.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ajitesh, for that wonderful session. And boy, aren't we glad he decided to take that leap of faith and ask the general evaluator for one more table topic, because we would have lost out on listening to that last take. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much again, table topic master. And now to evaluate each of the table topic speakers, I would like to call on someone who is an experienced Toastmaster in the District 94 fraternity. And she is one of the senior most Toastmasters in Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. I would like to call upon distinguished Toastmaster Ifeanyi Omoike. Theme of the day, did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm very glad to be here. Well done to Lighthouse Prestige and Virtual Toastmasters for organizing this event. Okay, so I'll move on quickly to my evaluation. Can you all hear me? Okay, just wanted to make sure my network was good. Okay, so I'll first start with the table topics master. Toastmaster Ajitesh, that was amazing. That was a lot of fun. I really had fun listening to your questions and hearing everything, your interesting questions and everything that people had to say. Thank you so much. Now on to the first speaker, DTN Rohan. When you started speaking, so you were asked to sell a fused light bulb. When you started speaking, I could tell that you are a veteran because you had gestures, your facial expressions were epic, your vocal variety was amazing, it was on point. You were so enthusiastic. We actually felt like we could continue to hear you speaking for the whole day. And even if you were so enthusiastic, you did not display hubris. You did not have any exaggerated pride. It was amazing. Well done. I love the way you talked. The line that you used, you said, stand out like stigma on a bright wall. Wow, amazing lesson. Thank you so much. My network acted up a bit while you were speaking, but from what I was able to hear, I was extremely impressed. What could you do better? I kept on trying to look for what you could do better. And what I would just point out was, so while you were really enthusiastic and your gestures were amazing, I would have loved for your gestures to be a bit more intentional. Your gestures are very intentional, but you're an amazing speaker. So as you continue to speak, just put more intentionality into your gestures. I love the way you do your gestures, but just more intentionality into your gestures. But I'll admit, I kept on looking for what to say in your speech, and I found a bit, just a bit, but you are definitely a fantastic speaker. Well done. Okay, now to the next speaker, Toastmaster Queen. A pen without a straw, a pen without an inner, I think that was a straw. Now, when you came on, well done for coming on to speak. Well done for volunteering to speak. I love the way so when you started off a bit like you were trying to think of what to say. And I was waiting for you to, like land, because you started speaking like you were trying to think, what should I say? And so you were talking, but it was good that you continued to speak. So at least, because some people would just say, oh no, I can't do this and give up. So fantastic. Well done for your confidence for continuing to speak. I would have loved if you had not shown us that you were thinking, if you had just continued to speak. So just, it's not a right or wrong question. Just say whatever comes into your head. So just speak. We don't need to know that you're thinking. So that's what I would just want to point out, that we actually could see that you were thinking, and it would have been better for us not to see that you were thinking. Your response was very innovative. And in that part, when you're trying to remember, that is necessity is the mother of invention. And I love the way you showed humor when you said, do not use this at home. Fantastic, well done. And then you actually become so composed that you actually remembered DTM Rohan's name to tell him to use his own pen without a straw. Well done, Toastmaster Queen. So the point to note, you're very confident, but next time you're given a table topic, try as much as you can to not let the audience know that you're thinking. Just continue to speak, and definitely see that. But well done on your confidence. Well done. And also your smile. You kept on smiling throughout. Fantastic. It pulled us in and made us want to continue to hear you speak. Well done. Now the third speaker, Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh. You were asked to sell a calculator to someone with a smartphone. When I heard that question, I was like, oh my God, how is he going to answer this question? But wow, you answered it so well. Even you actually convinced me to buy a calculator. You convinced me to buy a calculator, even if I have a smartphone. You actually said, if you have to pick up a call, you have to continue to do your calculations. And definitely anybody who is a salesperson or somebody who maybe is even sells in a supermarket knows that they have to continue to do their calculations, even if they're on a call. So that was a fantastic way of selling it. And of course, like I told us, Master Queen, you just kept on speaking. I was wondering, like, how did you know what to say? Because you just kept on going and speaking and speaking and speaking. And it was like you didn't even care whether you're right or wrong. You just continued to speak. Well done. Shows a lot of confidence. And you sold it to me. I'm going to buy the calculator. Definitely. You convinced me to buy the calculator. But towards the end of your speech, network acted up a bit, but I was very impressed with the way you just continued to speak and you did not even pause. And you were active, you were confident, and your thoughts were actually just together, even if it was a table topic speech. Well done. Okay, so moving on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Lanway, a shark tooth. Toastmaster Lanway came up, and then Toastmaster Ajitesh said, are you? And he said, no, he just wanted to just clap. And then Toastmaster Lanway said, okay, I will take the shot, I'll do it. Well done for being so confident and not backing out. Fantastic. You are indeed, of course, the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters, and you showed us that you are indeed confident. So well done, Toastmaster Lanway, for being confident and not backing out. A shark tooth, but you can't sell it as a souvenir. Toastmaster Lanway took us to the encyclopedia. You started taking us to 35,000 shark. Was it 35,000? I feel like I was now in a class, like in the biology class, where I started learning about 35,000 teeth of shark tooth. And I was wondering if you had really done well, how you just started saying that. Well, because you did not even, it wasn't planned, and you just started talking to us about the dinosaur and all that, and fantastic. It just looked as if you had actually done your research, before that, but I also love the fact that you just continue to talk and somehow the thoughts just came. Not just about Toastmasters, table topic, it teaches us how to think on our feet. So as you're talking and you're just talking and the thoughts are just coming. So well done. Point to notes, what I would have loved for you to do better. When you said, don't mind me, I'm not a farmer. I would have really loved for you not to say that part because it kind of like killed that part for me. I was so impressed when you were just talking about 35,000 teeth and you're just going on and on. I was like, has he been studying this for a long time? Dinosaur? Then when you just said, don't mind me, I'm not a farmer, that kind of like just killed it kind of like reduced to like, oh, wow, okay, why is he apologizing? So that part, when you were giving your speech, it was just like what I told Toastmaster Queen, when you're giving your speech, don't, as much as you can, don't apologize. Your stage, own it. Just continue to speak. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, there's no right or wrong answer. Just continue to speak and be at your audience. Even if you're telling us a tall tale and everything is not even just, even if everything is not even true, we will still believe you because it's coming from you and you are the one that is owning the stage. But well done for your confidence and well done for just continuing to speak and well done for being so innovative, for actually talking about artifact of art design, dinosaur, and 5,000 teeth. Fantastic. And you also use the word of the day. Wow, well done. For someone who just stumbled onto the stage, you actually use the word of the day. Well done for using the word of the day. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the last speaker, Toastmaster Jesufemi. Toastmaster Jesufemi was the last speaker, and he was like the extra person that we said, should we take the last person? And then we said yes. And we were all so happy and pleased and enthralled that we actually allowed Toastmaster Jesufemi to speak. First, I'd really like to commend you for volunteering to speak. This is the first table topic. Fantastic. And I know that you just joined recently and you were so confident. Well done on volunteering to speak. Well done on being confident. It actually felt like a prepared speech. It did not feel like a tabletop speech at all. It actually did feel like a prepared speech. And you just went on from talking about fire to talking about focus and hitting your target. You went all philosophical on us, and I was extremely impressed. Well done, Toastmaster Jesufemi. And you said something about a gun that is loaded. And it was really like a prepared speech because you had your opening, you had your middle, and then you had your ending. And the way you just ended when you said, try to make sure you hit your target. Wow. I feel like we should all just give him a standing ovation because the way you concluded your speech was so good. Your conclusion was so good and so on point. And make sure your gun is loaded. Well done. What would I have liked for you to do better? I actually continue to look for it. What I would just say is, now you answered the question, fantastic, but you now went to start talking about, there's no right or wrong answer in table topics, so always feel free to speak. But you said about the gun that is loaded, and then I would have really loved for you to go a bit innovative and tell me how I can actually use an empty bullet shell that is not in a gun to sell that to me. What can I use with that? Can I put an empty bullet shell in rice? I don't know, something, what can I put an empty bullet shell in if there's no gun? What if there are no guns in Nigeria or in India and then we only had empty bullet shells left? What can we use them for? So I would have loved for you to be a bit innovative, but well done. It really did feel like a prepared speech, and I feel like we saved the best for last. So well done, everybody. You all showed, in my own opinion, you all showed no hubris. You were all authentic, you were all confident, and you were all amazing. Well done. Toastmaster, over to you.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster, if any, for that wonderful evaluation. I'm sure each one of us who took the stage is a little better off after hearing what you had to say about all those attempts. Now, I would like to ask for the Zoom master to launch the poll for selecting our favorite table topic speaker.
Toastmaster of the day, the polls will be loaded shortly. Can we get the names?
Yes, I'm sending the names to you. And meanwhile, let's move on to the next speaker. I'm sending you the names, Toastmaster Albert.
Thank you.
In the next section, we just have one prepared speaker, and that is someone who is from Lighthouse Toastmasters, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Now, for us all, prepared speeches are what really we look forward to. So our speaker for the day has joined Toastmasters in January 2020, and he is a sales professional who loves swimming, traveling, and reading. And he's the past Area 18 secretary and the current secretary of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. And that is Toastmaster Christopher Anael for you. Now, before I get to his taking the stage, I would like to call upon his evaluator, who is from VirtuoMasters Club, Toastmaster Anurag Jain. He's an accomplished financial analyst and always strives for more. He is currently preparing for his higher studies and an ardent Toastmaster. Now, he has represented his club in various contests and looks forward to starting his second pathway soon. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Anurag Jain to elaborate on the objectives of the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The said speaker is going to deliver his Level 1 Project 2 second speech from the Pathway Strategy Relationship. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this particular speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. Now, I will be evaluating the whole speech with special references to how the speaker summarizes the speech, the vocal variety used during the speech, and how well the speaker is connecting with the audience. Timer, please note that the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank all the best to the speaker. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anurag. Now, without further ado, let's get to our prepared speaker. Toastmaster Chris, turning down a job offer. Turning down a job offer, Toastmaster Chris.
Good afternoon from Nigeria, and good afternoon and good evening to our Toastmasters and guests in India. My name is Christopher Anael. Imagine you get offered that job on the spot after all of the interview is done. Or well, probably you were not offered at the spot. You were offered the job much later through an email, text message, or probably a call. During the interview process, you already knew that you were not going to take this job, because in every good interview process, you are also looking at the company, your potential employer, to find out if they will be a good fit for you in your career's next step, in the next step in your career's journey. One thing you never want to do is run away, probably not reply their messages, email, or even give an answer at all. After all, it's easier to run away from such difficult conversation than to have it in the first place. But you don't want to do this, because if you're someone that plays the long game, you want to know that relationships matter. That if you run away and you do not reply their messages or give an appropriate answer to their offer, that you stand the chance of painting yourself in a bad light, putting out a bad character. Well, don't let the hubris of, oh, I might not need this person again, or meet this company again, allow you get into failure. because we've all seen that play out a lot of times. So what do? One thing you must know, like I've mentioned earlier, is that this is a very difficult message to pass on, especially if your potential employer has seen you as a right fit for that particular role. Talent is hard to find. So when they have gotten to that point where they believe you are the person, it's hard to swallow that no and then probably go to the second person they have on their list or keep searching to see if they will see someone like you. So yes, it's a very difficult conversation to have. When passing on your message, there are 3 things you should focus on. Number 1, you want to thank your potential employer or the HR person for taking their time to interview you. You want to probably mention what you liked most or about the interview process or something you learned. That's if you're feeling up to it. You want to give them a reason and tell them the reason why you are not able to take their offer at the moment. And this could range from accepting an offer from your organization where you currently are, a different offer to probably move up the ranks, or to probably taking an offer with a different company. But remember, whatever you do, make sure you are optimizing for your own growth. Then you want to be able to let them know that you are open to probably working with them or doing business with them in the future, as you want to keep this communication line open. You never know what happens later in the future. Remember, whoever you're speaking with in terms of the HR person or the company in particular, remember that they will always, especially if they've seen you as a good fit, not take the news lightly. But if you take these 3 steps that I just mentioned and you include these things in a message, it should come out very fine. With that, I hope this little advice of mine will go a long way to help you in turning down those job offers that you really do not want and saying yes to the ones that you want. Because one of the greatest abilities that we have, and we should exercise more often, is our ability to say no. And because when you say no, you leave room to be able to say yes to those things that truly matter. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Christopher, for that beautiful speech. Thank you. Now that the polls are ready, can we launch the poll for our best table topic speaker? Oh yeah, I got it. There you go. I have 16. Can I have a few more? Few more. And I'm going to end the poll now. Thank you. Now, friends, let's get to the most important part of a Toastmasters meeting, and that is the general evaluation section, or rather the evaluation section, which will be headed by our general evaluator. Apart from all the wonderful things that I've spoken about, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, when he is not working, when he is not reading, when he is not sleeping, that's when he eats. So you see, that's his priority, and that's why I love him more. With that, I would like to hand the screen to Toastmaster Abu Bakr. And wouldn't everyone in Lighthouse Toastmasters love if we had two of them, just like how he's on two screens? Yeah, I spotlighted the right one. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator. That's you right there. You're on mute though. Yeah. Yeah, now I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so there's no echo, right?
There is.
Okay, let me just move down.
Sorry to interrupt Toastmaster Abu Bakr, but you can see that there's a little arrow above the mute or unmute button. Click on that and click on leave computer audio. Just on the top right corner where you unmute, there's an arrow. Click on that arrow, yes. And a pop-up panel will open and just click leave computer audio.
Leave computer audio.
Yes.
We can't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
We can, but it's echo. I'll take this time to share a light moment. So when the first time we had these online meetings and we were introduced to the concept of a breakout room, I remember getting into a meeting and there were breakout rooms that were opened up, and we just had people entering breakout rooms thinking it's like a physical meeting. Let's go see in this breakout room what's there to eat, or let's go here and see what's there. And then we used to go into the breakout rooms and see no one there. And then when we didn't know how to get back into the room, so we used to end meeting and then we'd be outside.
How about now? Are
Now
we
it's
visible?
clearer.
Are we audible?
Yeah. Audible, yes, but where are you?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, there you are. We can hear you without an echo. Go ahead.
Just go ahead.
No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Toastmaster Abu, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Just unmute your laptop alone, then just leave the microphone. Unmute your laptop alone, then you can project. Unmute your laptop alone, then we can project. We can't hear you. Unmute your laptop alone, then you can project. Speak through your laptop, then we can project.
Can I take this moment to check if Toastmaster Ayatollah remembers the word which she's going to describe herself with? Notes, furious turning of pages.
Okay, Menati. Did I pronounce that right? I don't
Yes,
know.
correct,
Is that right?
correct.
Yes.
It is. And right now, everyone in Toastmaster Abu Bakar's office are also Mehnati. They're working really hard to fix this.
Yeah, they are.
Guys, can anyone hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
I can hear us now.
Yeah,
Okay.
stay there.
We can hear you. Just stay there. Just let's hear your voice and move on.
Madam President, I greet you.
I greet.
Go ahead, Tiama Buraka, please go ahead because of time.
So let's continue the general evaluation session. Let's start with the first evaluator, Toastmaster Anurag Jain. He is an accomplished financial analyst and he always strives for more. He is currently preparing for his higher studies and an ardent Toastmaster. He has represented his club in various contexts and looks forward to starting his second pathway soon. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please give him a big round of applause, or else he will not come out. Toastmaster Anurag Jain.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good afternoon and good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The said speaker today, the said speaker today delivered the best ever speech that I could have heard till date. The first thing that I loved about his speech was the topic that he chose. This was something that all of us could relate to across the globe. We have all been in that situation where we are being interviewed and we might not have liked the job of. So kudos to you on choosing a topic with which each and every one in the audience could connect to. The second thing that I loved about your speech is that you used the word of day. It shows the presence of mind that you have while delivering your speech. Till this date, I am not able to use the word of the day in my prepared speeches. So kudos to you on doing that as well. The third thing that I loved about your speech is the bullet points or the takeaways that you had for us, be it thanking the HR personnel or giving a valid reason for not accepting the job offer, or showing it to them that you are keeping it open so that in future, in case if an opportunity pops up, you will be there available. However, there are certain recommendations that I have for you as well. The first is, I thought you could have given a personal story to it. Personal story as in you could have either been in the shoes of the interviewer or the interviewee, and you could have explained that experience to all of us. This personal story gives an authentication to your speech that you have been there, done that, and then you are sharing your personal experience with all of us. The second recommendation that I have for you is that you ended your speech a bit early. You could have utilized your time a bit more. I felt that you ended your speech in the green card itself. So uh, you could have written your speech in a manner which could have covered the whole 7 minutes by adding that personal story. In summation, I would say I really like the topic that you chose. It gave a universal connect to the audience. You used the word of the day, which showed your presence of mind. Then you used the summarization, the takeaways that we could have from your speech. However, if you could have used the personal story, ended your speech a bit more, you could have elaborated your speech a bit more, the speech would have been much better. Also, I would say that I didn't find much of vocal variety to be used in this context, in this speech. So well done on that part as well. The audience connect was there, and the summarization or the bullet points takeaway was also there in your speech. So I would say you have incorporated all the feedbacks that you have received from your previous speech. That's it from my side. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you. All right, now it's time for the role players report. We will make this snappy because of time. I know a lot of us are looking forward to this session, especially one particular role, but let us start with the grammarian, Toastmaster Sumit. Please give us a report of your role.
Hello, everyone, once again. So today my role has been really great because I think I have done my part. The word of the day has been used 5 times, which is really great. And by Toastmaster Abu Bakr, Toastmaster Ajit, Toastmaster Landry, Distinguished Toastmaster Ifyani, and Toastmaster Christopher. So thank you for using the word of the day. Now I have noted the good usages of grammar or phrases that I have really liked during speeches. Number 1 is get over the stigma. Don't put everything in one bucket. Leap of faith. And keep the spirit that binds us together, bursting the bubbles, and many more. Now, some not so good uses which I think which can be improved would be I try to remember can be I am trying to remember. I could have heard should be I have heard. That's it from my side, and back to you, Toastmaster Abu Bakr. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Mr. Grammarian. That was wonderfully done. Our next role player is the timekeeper, Toastmaster Shitich. Please give us a report of your role.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, sharing the report in a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the timer report for the joint meet between VirtuoMasters Club and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. In the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Christopher Anel took 5 minutes and 21 seconds. He is qualified. In the table topic section, the first speaker was Toastmaster Rohan Nag. He took 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The second speaker was Toastmaster Queen Edith Ann. She took 1 minute and 40 seconds. The third speaker was Toastmaster Rupesh Singh, and he took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The penultimate speaker, the fourth one, was Toastmaster Landry Laville. Please pardon me and bear with me if I pronounce your name incorrect. I'm sorry. He took 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And the last speaker was Toastmaster Yesufemi. He took 1 minute and 28 seconds. In the last section, which is the evaluation, the evaluator Toastmaster Anurag Jain took 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Talking about the role players, the Sergeant at Arms of today, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, took 2 minutes and 57 seconds. The T-Mod, Toastmaster Krishnesh, took 9 minutes and 20 seconds. The Table Topic Master of the day, Toastmaster Ajitesh, took 13 minutes and 4 seconds. The Table Topic Evaluator, Toastmaster Ifyani, took 10 minutes and 22 seconds. And last but not the least, our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, again took 14 minutes and 47 seconds. So here's the report. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shitich. That was wonderfully creative and innovative and refreshing. However, you might need to add a bit of time because we are not done with the general evaluation session. Thank you very much. Our next role player is the R counter, Toastmaster Ayatollah Olanrewaju. Toastmaster Ayo, my president, please give us the R counter's reports.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. So very quickly, I tried to listen. At some point, I think I got carried away in all of the fun, but I caught Toastmaster Queen with 3 arms, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, General Evaluator, 5 arms so far, and Toastmaster Jitesh had 4, Toastmaster Singh had none, Toastmaster Jesufemi had 2 horse feelers, Toastmaster Ifeanyi had, about 6, Toastmaster Chris, he had 1 arm, but he had an expression that could also replace, because he kept saying, you want to. I think a bunch of us do that. You want to, and he kept repeating that. And that was close to about 5 of that. Then Toastmaster Nurag had none. Toastmaster Sumit had 3. Toastmaster Shitij had 1. And Toastmaster Larry just kept going and going. And I got tired at about 14 counts. Whew. So our winner for today is Toastmaster Larry with about 14 arms. What do we say to him?
Don't do it again.
Thank you. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Please let's give the accountant a round of applause. This is not an award I would like to win. I'm just glad I'm not the winner today. Please let's go ahead. Toastmaster Lawrence, our listening evaluator. Can we have your report, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gim. How well we listened to today's speeches. Number 1, CM Chris said this, and I want us to give me the answer. He said, one of the greatest rights we have is what? CM Chris, in his speech.
Right to speak.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Right to speak.
No. Say one of the greatest rights we have is the ability to say no. The ability to say no. Still on TN Chris' speech, who can tell me his speech title? What is the speech title?
Turning down a job offer.
Yes, you got it. TN Chris introduced this person comes to Lighthouse Toastmaster. Is that Indian word? This question, TM Krish introduced an Indian word and even made us to repeat it. That is that Indian word.
The Indian word is
Nehenoti.
Menati. Means diligent.
Yes, Nehenoti. Do we still have time? Do we still have enough time? Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Over to you, TN Grimba.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lawrence, the listening evaluator. Apologies, we couldn't go on. I usually love these sessions because I love to answer those questions. But we'll move on to the final role player today, Toastmaster Shada, the wow counter. Can we have you, please?
Thank you so much, Sir General Evaluator. Pardon me, I'm not able to switch.
Okay.
Share all the wow moments. First, right. Thank you so much. First of all, Lagos coming together with Calcutta itself is a wow moment for all of us. Other than that, we had multiple wow moments in the whole meeting. Sharing a few with all of you here. Starting with DTM Shippriya saying how it's about sharing your story and learning from other stories and building relationships, because Toastmaster is all about that. The next wow moment for me was when DTM Rohan said, when we are there for someone, someone will be there for us. I would like to use this phrase often in my daily life, and definitely everybody else would also love to do that. Third thing was TM Chidi wishing us happy Diwali and making us feel that Diwali is not yet over. Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Chidi. Coming to Toastmaster Ajitesh, when he brought a twist to table topic. We generally have topics given, but this time we had to sell something, which was amazing twist to the whole meeting, table topic section. Followed by Toastmaster Jeshu Femi making a totally different idea take on the bullets, giving us life lessons about focus, target, and speed, which was amazing and a wow moment for me. And yeah, one thing I loved in the start was Toastmaster Krish coming up with, changing the theme to pronouncing your name, which was quite a funny and wow moment for me. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. That's the report from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. This might be something we have to adopt, the wow counter rule from VirtuoMasters. We might have to adopt it, right? Thank you very much. Now the general evaluators report will be short because of time. I apologize for taking away your time earlier. I have fun. I'm having fun, actually. I've had fun. I love the start of this meeting. We opened the meeting room at 11 a.m. I'll be speaking from the Nigerian time, please. We started the meeting at 11:30 on the dot. We had a few dignitaries come in. We set the tone for the meeting. We started the meeting. We had a last-minute dropout, although it wasn't really last minute, it was expected. So it gave us a bit of time to play around with. I love the fact that we took advantage of that, and we had another district officer come in, and we had a few more table topics. The table topics master stretched my hand. He requested for more time, and I was forced to give it out. This just shows that people are engaging and enjoying the session, right? So thank you so much for that. Role players today, let me start with distinguished Toastmaster Chibi, Toastmaster Patrick Rosell, District Director, Toastmaster Panna, distinguished Toastmaster Panna, and distinguished Toastmaster Shiv. Thank you so much for what you have done today. This is, in my opinion, this is certain history, right? And we've made history today, and I'm glad to be a part of this, and I'm enjoying the fact that you were able to be a part of this by giving us an address earlier. Toastmaster of the day, you did well. You assured me at the beginning that you were crisp and we would run through this, and I can see that like sprint. I also thank the role players today. You guys were wonderful, particularly the timer. That was innovative. I've never seen such a timely report this way. That too, we might have to adopt, right? So thank you for that. I would also like to thank the table topics master, the table topics evaluator, distinguished Mr. Ifeanyi, and Toastmaster Chris for speaking today. Toastmaster Chris is a wonderful speaker. I love when he speaks, and I'm happy he has spoken today, and I look forward to subsequent speeches from him. In the spirit of time, I would like to stop here so that we would actually end on time. And I look forward to subsequent events. We are now linked, VirtuoMasters, Lighthouse, and Lighthouse Prestige. We are one. We would like to collaborate together. We would like to have each other around as much as possible to keep the Dissolving Borders initiative in life. So, Toastmaster of the day, please take away the lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abu Bakr, for that crisp and quick general evaluation session. Before I hand the stage over to the president for closing the meeting, I would like to declare that the table topic session, after we had all your votes, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Yusufame. Excellent. And that too, as a host, I was not able to vote, so you would have won by a bigger margin. Well done, Toastmaster Yusufame. With that, now I call upon the current president of Lighthouse Toastmasters, Toastmaster Landre. He joined Toastmasters in 2017. He's an information technologist. As we saw, he was able to tell how to get the audio working. And he's also a fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa, watching football, and reading. Now, when I asked him what was that one word which you want us here in Calcutta to learn from District 94 or from Nigeria, and he said that is a word in Yoruba called Isegan. Theme of the day, am I pronouncing it right? Isegan, and that means thank you so much. And it just complements everything that happened today, that this is the word with which we are closing. And with that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Landre to close the meeting. It's not here, is it? Is Toastmaster Landre here? No. Toastmaster Abubakar, what do you suggest we do? We have another president, Toastmaster Ayatollah. Would you like to close the meeting? Mehnati Toastmaster Ayatollah. Please close the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I would like to quickly recognize guests among us if we have any. Do we have guests?
We have Raja.
Raja. Did I pronounce that right? Is he here? Does he want to say hi?
No,
okay. Maybe. I've had an amazing time today. If we don't have any guests, we just have to move on so we could wrap up in time. I've had an amazing time. I don't know, I expected fun, and I think this superseded whatever I expected. I learned a new word. I felt like I knew some Indian words, but this is new to me. Menati. Is that correct? I'm going to use it all week. Trust me. I'm going to put it on every single thing so people know that, you know, I'm internationally diligent now, not just locally. So thank you so much to everyone from India, to everyone in Nigeria, everyone else from all over that has joined in the meeting. We had an amazing time. Thanks to all of the role players. The general evaluator already did most of the thanks. I'm trying to finish up in record time. So it's been amazing. I had a good time. I would love to close the meeting, and well, hopefully we do this again. I can't adjourn to another, but hopefully we do this again soon. This has been amazing. I love the table topics session too. Thank you so much, Table Topics Master, for that kind of question. And yeah, without further ado, I'd like to bring this meeting to a close till further notice. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been fun.
And we have everyone on camera to take a picture. Who's taking the picture?
Who will take the picture?
I will.
Just really grab the Windows key and print.
Okay.
Hello from Lagos.
Hello. On the count, I'm taking a picture, not a video. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.